We mentioned green there. Is this important, very important now when people are building their own homes? Is that the top of the list for going green?
Look, I think energy efficiency, when you're building your own home, even the most dive-fast 4x4 driving, you know, kind of planet-burning consumer is still going to be interested in building a home which is energy efficient. And so it starts there. And I think then it leads to conversations about, you know, how you use resources and how you build in such a way to kind of minimise impact on the environment, improve ecology.
You're quite a, I don't want to use the word manic. Yeah, you're an advocate
Thanks,
of...
manic.
No, I don't like manic, but I am like the recycling police in our house. I literally open bins and go, who put this tin in here? Who hasn't put that away? And you're the same, I gather. You're very hot on recycling.
I think it's really important. You know, you have to sort of assume a false modesty about it, don't you? Because you have to... I think the important thing is not to shout at people, because you're not going to... You can only persuade and cajole, you know, those around you.
Can I not shout anymore?
Well, to an extent it works, but you know, it's a two-pronged attack works better, doesn't it, Eamonn, I think?
Well, yeah, but the exhibition's good on this as well, because you're practising what you preach. I mean, single-use plastics banned, as far as I understand, from your exhibition. Yeah,
and I think it isn't just enough to say, look, don't do this, don't do that, don't use plastic bottles and don't use plastic straws. Well, we've got artists. We've got Claire Potter, for example, and our central feature is designed by another artist, Stella Corral, and these are beautiful sculptures made out of recycled product. And I think if you're going to, first of all, reduce, but also then reuse and recycle stuff on this planet, it's our duty to use our ingenuity and our skill and our love of making and doing things to make things that are beautiful and exciting and pleasurable to use.
You see lots of beautiful, exciting projects. Every time I switch on my television, Grand Designs is on.
Yeah.
Which is a testament to its, was it 14 series, 15
Something
series?
Like, yeah.
Do you still get...
20, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you've been on it 19 years.
Something like that.
Do you still get as excited at the start of a project? Because it's a long time you spend, isn't it, filming with people and going backwards and forwards?
Yeah, obviously, you know, everybody has a threshold for being able to stand in muddy trenches. But, I mean, at the same time, the journey that people go on, that kind of the love of... It's so human, isn't it? So you know, I mean, you're going to go home this weekend and put some shelves up. And, you know, we all feel this great primal drive to make our world slightly better for ourselves and for our loved ones.
Well, I've bought a power washer, Kevin, so I shall be hosing all weekend.
Yes. Now, what I was deep engrossed in conversation with Kevin across the studio earlier was we were talking about, I said, Kevin, how can I make a difference without actually putting those shelves up?
You're doing very much.
Could one do, in general, to make one's home look like, well, look better than it did before the weekend started?
Yeah, so I have some really profound important tips here, and the most important thing is that they don't involve spending that much money, because I think, yeah, of course you can go out and buy stuff, great, you know, and you can go and commission a piece of furniture and get something beautifully made for you, and actually commissioning stuff, it often works out no more expensive than going buying it, you know. You buy a dinner service, or you can have one made by a local potter, and it usually is the same kind of price. But this time of year, we used to do a thing in this country called spring cleaning. And if people ask me, you know, how do I refresh my home? The answer is get the bucket out and a sponge and some soap. Because you can wash the emulsion on your walls to get rid of all the marks. You can wash the glasswork down. You can wash the windows and probably double the amount of light in your room. Oh, and then, by the way, probably tidy up.
Yeah. Declutter.
Controversial.
I love a good declutter.
Space.
Yeah, light and space, and you can introduce light into the building, and you can give yourself more space by doing those things. You know.
Does it frustrate you? I often notice, you know, when you look at the designs and the designs that you admire in the series, that light and space play a massive part. The use of light and space. Does it frustrate you or annoy you or befuddle you that architects design so many spaces without those?
Well, I think the important thing about light is that if everything was brilliantly, brightly lit, we wouldn't see any. It would just, you know, we'd be blinded. So, together with light, you need a little dark, a little mood, a little glooms. Together with space, you also need a little bit of compression. You need the smaller spaces. Heavens, I mean, at Grand Designs Live, we're celebrating the toilet, the downstairs toilet, the smallest room in the house, not the largest.
Yeah.
So often, it doesn't have any windows. But nevertheless, we've got some designers in to kind of, you know, show us what might be possible. We have a royal wedding-themed toilet, for example. So I think it's what architecture can give you is that sense of movement through spaces which are contrasting, you know, so you get that kind of sense of drama from enclosure and darkness and light and space.
My wife and I filmed in an apartment which had a loo that had glass all around it. It was open to the outside world, and it was so off-putting she couldn't go.
Is this the one you've...
New York.
Damien Hirst built one with a switch, so the moment you shut the door and lock it...
The glass
goes...
I have bad dreams about things like that.